Hello. So you asked me about this question here in the homework. Summit Builders has a market debt equity ratio of 0.65 and a corporate tax rate of 25%, and it pays 7% interest on its debt. The interest tax yield from its debt lowers Summit's weighted average cost of capital by what amount? Okay, so one interesting thing is if the debt equity ratio, which we're going to cover more about ratios in class, is 0.65, that means for every dollar in equity, it has 65 cents in debt. Okay, so when they say a debt equity ratio of 0.65, you can just say, okay, that's 0.65 divided by 1, which now sets the equity equal to 1. So let me show you how that's done quite simply here, and it'll be clear to you once you see it. Okay, so you use this formula here, right? The pre-tax weighted average cost of capital, all right, minus the debt divided by the debt plus equity. This is called debt to value ratio. You see this here? Times the corporate tax rate, which is given, and the interest rate on the debt. Okay, so how do I get the debt to value ratio? And that's right here. That's quite easy. If the debt is 0.65, that means you set the equity equal to 1. Okay, we said the debt to equity ratio is 0.65 to 1. All right, so we do that here. So 0.65 over 1, here's the equity ratio, 0.65 debt to equity plus 0.65, okay? So we have this number here. Once we go through the math and divide it, so the weighted average cost of capital is whatever the pre-tax weighted average cost of capital is minus the corporate the debt to equity ratio right here, debt to value ratio right here, times the 0.07, right? The tax on the debt, interest on the debt, right? Interest rate on the debt times your corporate tax rate of 25%, and these are given to you. So the weighted average cost of capital is the pre-tax minus after you calculate this number. So roughly, the weighted average cost of capital is lowered by approximately 0.69%, which means that the tax shield from the debt lowers your weighted average cost of capital by 0.69. Notice you don't need this number here. You don't have to calculate this number. All they want you to do is to basically get how much it's going to be lowered by. And we got that there. Okay, thank you. And I hope that was an excellent question. I hope this helps.